Mike 1 2, Mike 1 2. Welcome to episode 12 of But Hey, What Do I Know? I'm your host with the most, he's with the least, the beast from the Middle East. Last name directly translates to priest. I added that one in. Thought it was cool. And thousands of kilometers in whatever direction you want to look. I don't care. Pick a direction, roll a dice, flip a coin, whatever the fuck you want to do. Is my co-host Amanda. Amanda, say what's up.
What's up?
Now, by popular demand, we are recording in the evening again, my evening. So, good evening, y'all, from the south. Let's start with Happy Mother's Day to all the mommies out there, all the milfies out there. What's good?
Why are you being such a weirdo right now?
Because this is what people listen to this podcast for. If you want something serious, go listen to some other shit, okay? We're having fun here. All right?
Okay.
Who comes here for, like, serious news? All right.
I know, but like right off the bat, you had to make it weird.
Yes.
Okay.
We have
cool.
to let all the last time listeners know when to, switch to another podcast. You feel me?
I feel you.
Let's see. Before we go any further, follow us on Instagram and Twitter at SMG Sound Network for all updates. She runs the Twitter, I run the Instagram. So, yeah, hit us up. I just pimped the Instagram out. I made it look a little better. I'm posting on IGTV. They're finally letting me do that shit now. So I'll give you guys like little bite-sized clips up to 10
Were you
minutes.
banned before?
What happened?
I said, were you banned before that you couldn't post on there?
No, I don't know.
IGTV?
Like every time I would try to make a post, no matter how long it was, they would always just make it a regular post, and they would cut it off at a minute. And I'm like, what? Like, this is stupid. And then finally they were like, oh yeah, do you want to make this an IGTV post? And I was like, yeah, no shit. Thanks for noticing, Instagram. Stupid ass. Shout out to Instagram. We love you. And let's see. Oh yeah, Patreon for $5 a month. You get the $20 tier, which is 3+ hours of content. We'll make your voicemail. We'll cook your eggs. We'll propose to your wife. Whatever the fuck you want us to do. We're insanely desperate.
Not me, just him.
Yeah, just me. Y'all hit me up. Nah, but the first 50 patrons get something special from me, so make sure you guys take advantage of that offer, because you won't regret it.
Very special from him.
Speaking of Patreon, I want to shout out Julian, who graduated, let's see, what time is it now? 8:26. He graduated about, I want to say, 8 hours ago. So, round of applause to my boy Julian. Congrats. He got his civil engineering degree, so he is officially done with school.
Congratulations.
That's my guy right there. He's the only one of my friends. No, I don't want to say that, because somebody's going to crawl out of the woodwork. You're going to graduate me when I got my degree in philosophy. I'm like, first of all, philosophy is fucking useless, okay? And number two...
Well, philosophy is a lot of things. You can do your PhD in philosophy and it'll be in physics, chemistry, political science, anything. A lot of things fall under philosophy, so... Just saying, don't be talking shit about philosophy.
Yeah, maybe in Australia land, but here, philosophy, you're working at Subway. So if you have a philosophy degree, just remember that I like lettuce, tomato, and spinach on my sub, all right? And let's see, yeah, congrats to Julian. I hope the job search goes well. I hope you work for a company that values you and doesn't overwork the shit out of you. And I can't wait till you get back home, bro. He is 100% doing a bonus episode. He is pulling up to every podcast. He is excited as hell. Julian is our #1 listener.
Oh, thank you, Julian.
Julian will text me after every episode, be like, yo, the audio was ass. But other than that shit was funny as hell, bro. And I'll be like, I appreciate it, man. We're working on it, dude. No, what did he tell me?
We've been working on it for 10 episodes.
No, the other day, I can't remember which episode it was. It might have been episode 10. But Julian was telling me that it sounded like I was like sand bending in the background. Like every time I would talk, like sand was moving. And I'd never thought of it like that. And I went back and listened to it. And it does sound like every time I'm talking, I'm like manipulating sand. And I'm like, dude, that's insane. Like I would have never thought
and that's why he has a degree and you don't.
Yeah.
Because he can think of things like that, you know?
Julian, if you don't get a job and you don't use that degree, I'm clowning you for the rest of your life, all right? I'm just gonna let you know that right now. And he knows. Julian's cool. Let's see.
Cool.
What are we gonna talk about? Um, let's see. That's a great way to start a podcast. That's like a very
Mm.
confident first statement. Um, what the hell is I gonna talk about?
Well, I went away for the weekend. That's
Yeah,
why
let's
we're
start with that.
recording really late.
Yeah,
And
how did your Mother's Day go?
oh my goodness, exhausting because I was doing catering for everyone for the whole weekend.
Ha ha.
So I was just in the kitchen as I should. No, I'm joking.
Well, at least you know.
Oh, thanks for reminding me. And when we arrived home, yes, my feet were swollen from just standing in the kitchen the whole weekend. I came home, I had my shower, and I went to bed at like 7:30. Didn't wake up till 9:30 this morning. Woke up
Nice.
exhausted, dehydrated, and confused.
Like confused. Like how? What degree of confusion were you? Did you wake up and forget you were human? Did you wake up and forget what year you were in? Like,
And I just wake up and forget like just where I am and why it looks weird. You know, nothing better than waking up in your own bed though, because let me tell you, some places their beds are just they just buy the cheapest bed and just throw it on, and it's not even worth the money that you're spending to sleep in those accommodations. And like my whole body was just so sore and the sleep was so uncomfortable that I would prefer to be awake. I would wake up at like 6 o'clock because just didn't want to stay in bed any longer. And when I came home to my plush queen size bed, oh, heaven, just heaven. I'm not trying to be biased, but my bed is the best bed in the world. It is amazing.
how many other beds have you tried? And we will definitely be judging you off the answer to this question. But go ahead.
A lot, a lot, a lot. I can't.
Amanda gets around.
I sure do. Because we just like to go sightseeing, and we just spend weekends in like random country towns, and I'd rather sleep in my own bed. I'd rather drive like the whole way back in the middle of the night just so I can come sleep in my own bed.
This whole podcast is accidentally becoming like a documentation and just proof that you're more white than you think you are.
No, first of all, comfort is not a white thing. Second of all, I like my own space.
No, white people made comfort a white thing. I just want to make that clear.
Why? How's that? How's that a white thing?
What are you talking about? If you don't know that, then never mind. Just keep talking. Just keep talking. It's cool. It's cool.
Okay, whatever. Yeah, and I remember like, when I would have sleepover with like my friends or whatever, I would be so uncomfortable, like just being in another person's room. Like I don't know, I would stay up as late as I could just so I can like fall asleep at like 1 a.m. or something, and then wake up at 6 just so I'm like not in a bed that I'm not familiar with. I get really uncomfortable in other people's beds, spaces, rooms. I don't know. I can't like even if I'm going to a hotel, I will bring my own blanket. I'm not sleeping. I'm not sleeping.
You don't wanna contract gonorrhea.
I don't know. No, I just it feels weird sleeping in other people's like sheets. It just makes me really uncomfortable, and I don't know. I like my own space and I like my own sheets, and yeah.
No, I feel you. My dad, whenever I used to want to like sleep over at a friend's house, he would be like, "No," like just immediately no, no matter what I told him. And he's like, and I'm like, "But why? Like it's gonna be so much fun." He's like, "Trust me, one day you're gonna like realize what I'm trying to tell you, and you're gonna thank me." And then one day, I guess like I didn't tell my dad I was sleeping over at somebody's house, and I went over to somebody's house and I slept over, and the whole night I was just like, God damn it, Dad was right. Like this dude's bed is dog shit, and I don't like. I can't sleep. My dad would tell me, stay up as long as you want. Like, go to their house and stay till 4 or 5 in the morning. But just come home and sleep in your own bed. Why would you go sleep in somebody else's bed? And you're not going to fall asleep. You're going to be uncomfortable. They're going to hate you for it. You're going to sweat in their bed. You're going to do some shit in their
Yeah.
bed that they're just going to absolutely hate. They're going to never forgive you. Fucking, you know. I mean, it's not like I was beating off in their bed or nothing, but, you know,
You
like,
made it sound like that, so, you know.
nah, but, you know, fucking white people find a way to complain about everything. So, God damn it, this Arab, he got Arab dandruff in my bed or some shit. I don't fucking know. And,
It smells weird, you know, because that's what they always say about, like, foods that are not bland.
what does my dandruff smell like? Allspice?
I don't know. But anything with some seasoning on it's like, it smells weird.
Yeah, you know it was funny as shit. Me and Jalal, shout out to Jalal. We went to a Thai food spot. We do this thing called what do we call it? Iftar Fridays? I forgot. I made like a catchy name for it. Like, yeah, Iftar Food Fridays or something, where we go every Friday during Ramadan. Whenever he like, ew, I just said a combination of like Arabic and English. Ramadan, okay? We would go during Ramadan, and we would, whenever he would break his fast, we would go eat every Friday, like somewhere different. Like we would try a place we'd never tried before, or he had never tried before. Like we'll eat somewhere like unique. And he wanted to do Indian food. I said, like there's not very many good Indian places here, so I said let's do Thai food because I love Thai food. And
Same.
we went to this Thai spot, and we were the only brown people there other than the servers. It was fucking insane. Everyone there's white as hell. I said, y'all can't handle this. And then I read on the label, it says all of our all of our food comes insanely mild, and if you would like spice, you have to let us know. I was like, oh, I got you. These people think they're eating authentic for real. So I was like, nah, hey, turn up the heat a little bit, okay? Like, turn it up to 11. I wanna like feel it when I like a few hours later when I like go to relieve myself. I wanna remember. I wanna know exactly what I had for dinner. Okay. Sometimes I'll be forgetting. I'm like, but you know, like I don't know. I got stomach problems, and curry hits me like a truck. So like, just on the way back, I was like, oh, yep. Call me the weekend
Felt it.
because I feel it coming.
Corny. Had as. See, I used it in the right context.
You did. I'm very proud of you.
No, we had this is grocery store that just opened up down the road. Okay, when I say just, it opened last year, but COVID, and I couldn't go there because we had restrictions on the radius that we could travel out of. Anyways, they sell fresh baklava every day. Because there's this old Middle Eastern woman that works in there that I guess she's only just there to bake and stock shelves. Oh my god, it is so good. I think I'm gonna go there and get some today and have
You
it
should
with
do that.
coffee. It just looks so good, and it's like pistachio one, so that's
Oh
like,
man, that's my shit. Yeah.
oh my god, yes. Put it in there.
Yeah.
Wait, no, don't put.
No. Come on.
I take it back.
No, say what you need to say.
No, let's move on.
All right, man. You got a podcast. You keep your mouth shut. I just talked about my bowel movements on this podcast. Okay, anything goes. Anyway,
For
anyway.
you, not for me.
All right,
Because
Amanda.
it goes.
Yeah, Amanda's too cool for school on just about anything. Okay, Amanda will be like, man, look at those, like, people celebrating Mother's Day. She's like, man, look at them loving their mothers and shit. I could never. Can you believe that? Wow, they're taking them
No,
out.
so okay, let me just flex a little bit.
Yeah, go ahead.
So we had the Mother's Day weekend brunch situation, which I cooked for like 20 mothers, and I bought presents for half of them because their kids forgot. But we were, there was this segment of the brunch where like all the kids bring out the gifts for your moms, and like half of them were like, "Oh, I didn't know that we were supposed to bring gifts." I'm like, the whole purpose of this camping situation with like all the family friends was Mother's Day, to have a brunch on Mother's Day, and then we get the kids to bring gifts. Anyways, I was the only thoughtful one, and I got several gifts for my mom, nicely wrapped with bows on them. So
Wait, did you say
toot
you
toot.
got the other parents gifts, or did you only get your mom multiple gifts?
I got my mom multiple gifts, and I got the other mothers' gifts as well.
Okay, I wanted to clarify that. So what you're telling me right now, and you're telling the audience, is that you are a dirty Mac towards mothers, okay? Just say yes or no. Just say yes or no. You're making it tough for the kids that forgot gifts for their mothers, or just, didn't, they're like, don't worry, ma'am. I got you a present because I appreciate you. That kid's getting 50 lashes when he gets home, okay?
And I don't care.
Yeah, you are a dick, okay?
But it would just be awkward if only some mothers got gifts.
But that's
and the
not
others
your mom,
didn't.
though. That's not your mom. You're making it tough for that
They're
kid.
my aunties, so
Oh, that's even worse. You're just trying to be the favorite, niece.
Oh, I've been the favorite. Please, that's known that I've been favorite.
Yeah, that's because you dirty Mac, and you don't give those other kids a chance.
It's because I
right?
cook for them, then the kids don't.
Yeah, you know how hard cooking is.
It's easy. How hard is it? It's putting stuff on the stove and seasoning it.
That's not what it is, because every time I do that, I come out with freaking lava or something. I don't know, something
Well,
that doesn't.
that sounds like a you problem.
No, it sounds like a most men problem. The two men that I know can cook are on YouTube. Okay.
Babish, for sure.
Babish, there's this dude. Shout out to Joshua Weissman. That dude is hilarious. And the difference is that Joshua Weissman, because Babish is like an amateur chef, he's really good for an amateur chef, but he admits, he tells people, I'm not trained to cook.
Yeah.
Joshua Weissman is a 5-star chef that makes these videos at home, and he's just hilarious. He's just a walking meme. So I enjoy him a lot. Jalal enjoys him a lot. Everyone that I put onto him enjoys him a lot. So shout out to him. But
have you cooked one of his meals?
I've not, because I don't spend all day at home. I'm too busy jumping
Oh my
from.
God, cooking is not a whole day thing. It's just a couple of minutes in the kitchen.
Okay, Amanda, here's what I want you to do. We're going to play a game, okay? I want you to spend the day climbing ladders and changing filters and being covered in copper shavings and bullshit, okay? And then I want you to come home at 8 p.m. and cook something.
I'm too fat to fit into these spaces, so
No, I'm
there's
fat.
No excuse.
I'm fat too, and you know what? I make it happen. So you can make it happen too. I believe in you.
Yeah, but you don't have titties, so
I have a titty on my stomach that's fucking massive.
I do have a stomach.
I have.
Do you have hips and ass?
I have ass. Okay. I don't mean to brag, but I have ass.
We did speak about this.
Yes.
He's a capital P.
Oh yeah. Motherfuckers be looking at me saying, "Damn."
Oh, hilarious! But do you wanna hear what was on the menu? This is turning into a very boring podcast.
Yeah, make it quick.
Okay. There was sautéed spinach, mushrooms, hash browns, garlic bread, which I made on my own.
Wow, she made the garlic bread on her own. How long did that take you?
Well, for 20 people, a while, and then I had to cook for the kids and the dads as well because they were there, and I didn't want them to starve. Sausages, eggs, breakfast stuff, etc., etc. That's all I have.
Well, thank you for that.
The riveting conversation about food and Mother's Day.
Now, speaking of brunch, quick. One more story about Mother's Day, and then we'll move on because I'm sure you guys don't give a shit about your mothers. You guys are gonna complain about me, but we went to church today, and whatever they said Mother's Day, whatever, and so they did something. They brought out flowers for all the mothers and shit, and I was like, okay, it was really sweet. And then he says, "There's also mimosas as you leave," and I was like, okay, mimosas, and my mom doesn't drink. My mom is featherweight.
Mm-hmm.
my mom had a Seagrams once, and I don't know what it's a wine cooler, I guess, like those ones that are like 10%, not even 10%, like fucking 3% alcohol, like wine coolers. You know what wine coolers are, right?
I'm guessing they're green.
No, they're like super soft, like alcoholic drinks. Like they're supposed to be like, like the hard lemonades and shit like that, like White Claws. Like they're lightweight drinks.
Oh,
They have, but they have even less than White Claws, basically. So my mom had one of those one time and slept for like 12 hours. So my mom's like like a lightweight, featherweight,
mm-hmm.
okay? And so she got the mimosa. She drinks it. Or no, she doesn't drink it. She like takes a sip and she goes, Joseph, you want this? I'm like, hell yeah, I love mimosas. I drink it and oh my god. This shit was so nasty, dude. Fucking
What?
I think the bottle that they used, like when they bought the champagne, I'm almost 100% champagne was spelled wrong on this shit. Like this shit was nowhere near real champagne. Wasn't fake
Yeah, real
champagne.
champagne is like expensive.
I know it's expensive, but like at least get some like decent fake champagne. Like I drank that shit.
Sparkling one.
It just tasted like vinegar and orange juice. I was like, wow, they
Ew.
look how much they love our mothers at our church. Like, wow, I'm moved to tears, But
Gross.
yeah, shout out to our church for completely ruining my appetite. But yeah, that was our Mother's Day. I texted all the mothers that I knew, like my friends' moms and shit. And they were like, "Oh my god, how sweet," and shit like that. So
That's the sparkling one that I was thinking of, Verve. But that's like what, $80 a bottle?
$80 a bottle for some like fake ass champagne?
Sparkling wine.
Ew.
Oh,
Oh
no,
my god.
it's actual it's actual champagne, I think. No,
Yeah, that sounds
it's
about right.
sparkling.
That sounds about right. But no, funny story about champagne. Another
Mm-hmm.
side note. 2019 going into 2020, my New Year's party for 2019 when I still had the house
Mm-hmm.
to myself, I invited all my friends. It was incredible. Okay, we had like 25 people in there. I had
2019 to 2020 New Year's or
yeah, New Year's.
oh, okay.
Like it was at midnight. It would have been 2020,
Right, yeah. I was sleeping.
and I had I made like a whole bunch of drinks, and I like bought $300 worth of alcohol.
You were drank.
And then I'ma take you home with me. Shout out to T-Pain. I don't know why the hell he had to tell people a decade later that it's and then. Like, dude just completely, just on a random Tuesday, ruined everyone's childhood forever. But
On a Tuesday.
that's your girl in the club and she
Club
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Club going up. Stop.
We need to start singing.
Stop distracting me.
Sorry.
Yeah, so I bought $300 worth of alcohol, and I printed a drink menu that not one motherfucker ordered a drink off of, and I was super upset.
I would have, because I'm like a rule. I like rules.
Amanda, I worked super hard on this menu, okay? I literally spent a month, like, thinking of drinks, and I made every single one of my friends a custom drink named after them with, like, ingredients and shit. Like, my friend Carlos, I remember that Carlos was, like, insanely pussy because his favorite drink is a cranberry vodka. I was like, wow,
Ew,
okay.
What is he? A woman?
That's exactly what I said. Okay, we went to the Young Thug concert, and
Sexism.
we're all ordering Bacardi and Coke, and he like goes up to the chick, and he goes, "Hey, can I
Cranberry vodka.
can I have a cranberry vodka?" And she's like, "What? Can you speak up, please?" And he's like, "Can I have a cranberry vodka?" We all look at him like, "What?" Well, I look at him like, "What?" My friends are gonna be like, "Oh, we didn't judge him, but whatever." I was like, "Dude, that's a fucking like." That's a female drink. What's up with you, dude? If you don't take this rum and coke,
I've never had it before. I'm a woman.
I mean, it's a good drink, but I'm not a vodka person. Like I like rum.
It's like nothing to me. Yes.
I like rum. I'm a rum
That's
dude.
my favorite.
I have an infinity bottle that I am dying for you to try, but I don't know when I'm gonna see you in person. But this infinity bottle, it tastes amazing. Okay.
I'm ready.
Do you know what an infinity bottle is?
I don't know, but as long as it's good.
Okay, real quick, an infinity bottle, because I offer this as like a thing at my party too. Infinity bottle is every time I finish a bottle of rum and there's a shot left, I add it to a bottle. And
Mm.
the
I
rule
know I'm
is
scared.
yeah, no, the rule is whenever you pour yourself a shot, you have to add a shot into it, so the bottle essentially never like goes empty. And
Mm.
I try to buy different rums every time, and so this is like I think there's at least 12 or 13 different rums in here, and the flavor profile changes every time. So
Yeah, I
like
could imagine.
I think last year it was more on like the cherry, like super fruity type note, and now it's more of like a woody bellow type deal. And then it
My
might
mouth is watering.
might go into pineapple, shit like that. So it's lit. It's a really great rum.
That is like elite. I like
Anyway,
it.
yeah, the whole point of my story is I bought champagne to kick off 2020, and what a waste of champagne that was. What a
Because
piece of
2020 was a
what a
shit.
piece of shit year, okay? God damn. I bought like really nice. I bought like I can't remember what it was. I was almost if I didn't spend $300 on liquor, I would have bought Don Perignon, okay? Like I would have like balled the fuck out. Like got like a really nice bottle of champagne. Cuz as far as I was concerned, this was my first New Year's party that I threw myself at my own house. I borrowed speakers from Ryan. Shout out to Ryan Prax. I love you for that. Laced my house with speakers. Shit was knocking like a motherfucker. Tidal was glitching like a bitch. Shout out to Tidal, but fuck you guys. I hope Square buys it and makes it better. I think they did. I think Square closed the deal on that. But shout out to Square. Please fix Tidal because I don't feel like having it glitch every 5 seconds, and I hate how data heavy it is because I'm broke as a bitch and I ain't got no Verizon. All right. Um, but yeah, I bought this nice ass champagne for
Moet?
absolutely nothing. What did I buy?
Oh,
Like Moe. There's like Moe, and then there's like dark Moe, or like some sort of like other
yeah, they
Moe.
have varieties. I bought a whole bottle of Moet for my friend for her birthday, and I don't know why. I was feeling very generous.
Yeah, you are Dirty Mac like 101.
I sent a bottle and some flowers to her house.
What are you fucking Drake? What is up with you?
Champagne mommy over here.
Do not call yourself Champagne Mommy, okay? And
Yes,
if you're
I
gonna
am champagne mommy now.
no, if you're gonna go through it with it, you gotta change like all your shit to Champagne Mommy.
I'm
You
dead.
gotta
I
change
think
your
it's probably taken.
100%, because there's probably
Hmm.
some Drake stan ass woman out there.
Yeah,
Champagne Mommy, that's me, and Drake has never paid her any mind.
yeah. No, I don't need to. I don't need to put it on social media. I'm the real life champagne mommy, sending champagnes and wine to my girl.
Where's my champagne? I want to be your girl.
On your birthday, I'll send it to you.
No, the hell you won't. If I get a bottle of champagne on my birthday, I'm gonna be so excited. I'll be like, oh my
Literally
god.
in the morning she woke up and the guy was like waiting outside her building with like a bouquet of flowers and champagne.
Are you still friends with her?
Yeah, we're still really good friends.
Okay,
I
that's
thought she's the girl I went and had dinner with the other last month at a house, and we stayed up till like 1 a.m.
okay. Cool. Give her a shout out. Let her know that you appreciate her, and maybe if she listens.
Sarah. Shout out to you, Sarah.
Shout out to you, Sarah. Fucking listen, because I look at the numbers, and I don't see one Australian listener. Amanda doesn't even listen to this podcast
But
anymore.
on my birthday, she sent me a bouquet of flowers and a box of donuts.
On
Like,
Amanda's
specialty
birthday,
donuts.
on Amanda's birthday this year, send her like 10 listens of this fucking podcast, okay?
Please.
do that shit. I'm tired of seeing Brazil listens more than Australia. We don't even speak Portuguese, okay? I don't know where they came from. Shout out to you guys. We love you. There's no reason that Brooklyn, New York should be listening and Australia is not, even though like we're trying to cater to both.
Yeah, I don't know. Australians are very skeptical people, so they were like, Australian person on this podcast? No, thank you.
What?
Yeah.
But y'all run up the Lebby podcast numbers every day for the next month. This is gonna be the fuck Lebby podcast month, okay? I don't even know them.
I don't want them to come for me. Or maybe I do.
Yeah, okay, Amanda, go guest star on the Levy podcast and get a train run on you. And meanwhile, I'll be making Patreon money. And when you come back, I will tell you, okay, we'll go back to the Levy podcast and I'll be swimming in this cash, okay? Since you want to go swim in some fucking wretched penis, okay? Go do that.
You're a hater.
I'm not hating, but y'all are
Yes, you are.
you're superficial as shit. So go hang out with the Levy podcast, and I'll go make this money over here at the Get Money podcast. And then when you come back,
Okay.
yeah, all right.
I'll be there, champagne mommy. Over there.
You wish you were there, champagne mommy. Y'all are hoes for just the most basic fucking Arab dudes. And speaking of Arab dudes, Iftar Thoughts every Wednesday is when we drop. Yeah, every Wednesday, me and Jalal, we're talking about the Arab American experience. We're talking shit. I'm calling out all the Arabs for their bullshit. So listen to that. It's a fun time. Me and Jalal, we're trying to make this a half serious podcast, but it's me and Jalal, okay? Like, this shit is going to be, it's going to be an ADHD nightmare, but I'm sure you'll learn something. I'm sure you'll, like, understand the Arab American experience a little better, and we'll have some fun along the way, so y'all tune into that. That'll be lit.
Sweet. And the Levy podcast with the Arab Australian experience.
We are not plugging those motherfuckers. I don't know what day they record. I don't know what day they drop. I don't give a fuck, dude, all right?
Hilarious.
Let's see. Here's a random thought that occurred to me. Do you guys have? I mean, you guys have standardized tests, do you?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you guys ever have like reading like tests where they would like give you an article to read and then you'd have to like answer questions?
In what grade? Depends on the grade.
Whatever grade they gave it to you.
Yeah.
Okay, so is it just me or are those like fucking essays, like or the little things they give you to read? They're stupid informative, you know?
I mean, yeah. Sometimes they have really interesting articles, and I get really caught up in them, and then I
That's what
realize,
I'm
oh, wait, I have to
saying.
answer questions about it.
That's what I'm saying. And I might be the biggest nerd on earth, okay? People might hit me up and be like, yo, that was some bullshit. You're on some stupid shit, all right? But okay, we're taking the FCAT. Shout out to the FCAT. It doesn't exist anymore. I forgot which test replaced it. But when we would
And
like
what grade was that in?
we would have to do the FCAT every year.
Oh, okay.
So the-
Yeah, over here they have the NAP plan. We have the NAP plan, which is the National Assessment Program Literacy and Numeracy Test.
Oh, nice.
People hate it. Even teachers, they hate it.
Yeah, standardized test, and that shit is easy as piss, bro. Like, there's no way that anyone could fail the FCAT. If you failed the FCAT, you were dumb as fucking doornails. Okay, like there's nothing I can tell you. Yes, have you ever seen an intelligent doornail?
But why specifically doornails? Could you be like a doorknob?
I think some people say dumb as a doorknob, but doornails, there's like multiple of them, so even like the combination of the doornails' IQs don't even match up to your, like, I don't know. Why you have to fucking judge me? That's not even the point of this fucking rant, okay? Relax. So, like, I remember this one in my head super vividly for some reason. It was like a whole article about chopsticks and like the origin of chopsticks, and it told you like the Japanese would use chopsticks, for example, the Chinese wouldn't, or something, or like the way like it's the difference between Chinese and Japanese like eating culture. Like I guess in Japan, if you slurp your noodles, like you pick up the bowl and like slurp it really loud, that means you really enjoy the food. But in China, if you do that shit, that just means you're an uncultured swine and they'll behead you by dawn or some shit. Like, you know. But it was just so fucking interesting. And the FCAT, like, you're not allowed to finish early. You have to sit for the entire, like, 4 hours that they allot you. And, of course, like, I have an average amount of brain cells in my head. At least I think so. And so I finished the shit, like, the whole test in, like, an hour. So I have 3 hours to kill. So what else can I do other than read about the Chinese and the Japanese culture? You know? Like, they're giving me these, and the short stories and shit. Like, they're, like, stupid informative, you know? And so I'm sitting there reading these, and I'm taking in information, and I'll just be randomly, like, driving the truck one day, and I'm like, oh, wow. The Japanese, if you slurp their noodles, like, they really like the food. And so I'll, like, turn to, like, my dude, and I'll be like, hey, dude, you know, like, if you slurp noodles in Japan, that means you really like it? And they're like, dude, we're on a service call. What the fuck are you talking about? I'm like, I don't know. And then like I look up at the sky and like the F cat ghost is smiling down upon me or something. I don't fucking know. Maybe that was a weird trip.
Yeah, maybe you were on something.
I am on nothing because drugs are not for winners, okay? Winners don't do drugs. They told us that in the 80s, even though I was born in 97. They told us that in the 80s, okay? After
you're a child.
Yeah, after Ronald Reagan started the crack epidemic, he started telling people don't do crack, okay? That's insane. That's fucking hilarious. What?
My boss sent me an email and I didn't check my email this morning.
You should read it out loud.
So I had an interview last week for a position in my I don't know how much I want to divulge in my help me Joseph.
I don't fucking know what you're talking about. How am I supposed to help you?
I had an interview last week. I told you about the interview.
Oh, like for like you're changing jobs, like you're going from Starbucks to Baskin Robbins.
No, I'm not changing jobs. It's just for an extra position in my
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, I remember now.
work. Yeah.
Did you get it?
No. Well, I'm not sure yet. They will tell me this week.
Okay, cool.
The interview was last week, but they'll tell me this week. Yeah. So my boss is just following up on.
It takes them a week to decide.
Yeah, because you will be the assistant to the secretariat of the Women's Research Network.
Dude, I could just imagine them. They're like sitting in a dark room and they're like breaking out in a cold sweat and they're looking at your picture and they're looking at someone else and they're like, but Amanda, but Clarice, but
five of us
Amanda
for the position, and the panel. It was a panel of 6 people that interviewed us. Individually, of course, not one-on-one, but I had a good time in that interview. Had a great rapport with the interviewees.
Oh, first name basis type shit.
I'm the interviewee. What?
You're on like first name basis with them now. Like, oh, thanks for that interview, Jeff. Like, you call him Jeff instead of Jeffrey.
This was me the whole time. After someone asks me a question, thank you for that great question.
Oh, you are such a fucking kiss ass, man. Low key, I hope you don't get that job.
Oh, you're a hater. I would thank them for asking me the question, and like, as I've said about the skills that I have in this. So this is what I did for this project, and this is what I contributed, and I have this published, and and that's why I think that I will bring this to this job. But it was a great time.
I don't think I've never done a job interview in my entire life.
I wasn't nervous. Like, it was just like fun. It was just like chatting to people. And then when I was ending my interview, I was like, I am so grateful that we have such a network that exists in tertiary education. Because as a woman in academia, I have aspirations. I have aspirations to further myself in research and to know that there are people that have a network set up to support me. I was just disgusting.
Usually I would react, but I think I've just gone completely numb. Like this.
But trying to make extra money on the side, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm out here trying to be ChampagneMami, and I need more money because it's not cheap being ChampagneMami.
Oh, so you're just like trying to apply for this extra position to keep like sending people bottles?
Of course, I'm sending all my host bottles.
Sorry, Sarah, no bottles this year. Funds are kind of low.
Or I take them out for dinner.
Okay, true. Cool. Yeah, that's a good substitute. I think so. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I've never had an interview in my fucking life. I think because I've only held like 2 legit jobs. Well, 3, but one of them was my dad. What am I going to interview for my dad? My dad's like, yes. So, so why do you think you should work here? And I'm like, 'cause I'm Arabic. You fucking forced me to. I have no choice. And he was like, oh, cool, you're hired. I'm like, oh, lit. And then when I worked at Dairy Queen, the dude was like, hey, how are you doing? And I'm like, okay. He's like, can you start tomorrow? And I was like, yeah, I think so. He was like, okay, cool, see you tomorrow. And then he like hung up. And I was like,
Wait, you had a phone interview?
I guess I got the job. Yeah. If you call that an interview,
I interviewed to work for a cinema, and hilarious because we had to do a maths test um,
uh
at
huh.
the start before you can even proceed to an interview. So they had all these 15-year-olds in an empty theater sitting down across like from the stage, and then someone in front with a timer, and we were doing maths, like a maths test. And then if you fail, then they kick you out, and then the ones that passed would proceed on to the next phase of the interview, which was the group interview. And during the group interview, I said all the wrong things, and I got kicked out. But then there were multiple group interviews. So then we went to the tram stop after, just to leave, to go home, whatever. And we realized that all the black people were kicked out of the group interview. And then we just
Yo,
all
what
looked
the
at each other
fuck?
like, okay, cool, cool, cool. Yeah, so y'all got kicked out too. Okay, yeah, cool, cool, cool. And then I never applied for a job again until after university.
Damn. So that was like the most discouraging thing ever, I guess.
Yeah, and I didn't have the motivation to find
Oh
a
yeah,
part
yeah.
time job.
I just remembered. I kind of had an interview with my current boss,
Current,
and
yeah.
yeah, since I don't really give a shit if he hears this, I'm gonna let you know kind of how it went. This is an
Hmm.
exaggeration. Al, shout out to you. If you hear this, you know I'm joking. And but this is basically exactly what he fucking said. He pulled me aside. He said, "Okay, man, I'm gonna talk exactly like him. This is a
Hmm.
first class operation, man. You take the truck without permission, you die. Okay? You take my tools, you die. Okay? You try to steal a check, you die. Just everything was you die. So I was like, okay, cool, cool, cool. Have a very, very slim chance of living. Sweet, 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 cool, 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 cool. But that was basically Jalal was like, oh, he's gonna sit you down. He's gonna do an interview. I'm like, oh no, like I don't know what to say. I don't know what this. I don't know that. But he had like already like liked me enough to hire me. He just like had to do an interview like legally, I guess. And so he just like did some bullshit, shook my hand.
Hmm.
Congratulations. I was like, thanks. So I've never had like a legit job interview. Every time somebody hypes me up and says, "Oh my god, you're gonna have like a real job interview," get hype. I go in there and it's just some bullshit. Like it's
No,
not a real.
I've had multiple job interviews. A lot of them, most of them, unsuccessful. Um,
Yeah,
but
that's
you
usually how it
know,
goes.
yeah, I interviewed at several labs and hospitals and pathology places. Those didn't work out because they require a master's for like the bare minimum, basically
Oh,
to sterilize
I
lab
applied for
equipment. You need a master's.
Tijuana Flats, like a local Tex-Mex place, and I put in my application. They called me. They said, "Oh, actually, we're looking for women to hire because they're like one of those people that use like women as like a cheap excuse to try to sell shit. Like they'll be like, "Oh
Right.
my god, do you want some tacos?" I'm like, "Ma'am, your titty is out. Can you please put it away?" Like that's insanely
I should
unprofessional.
work there. No, I'm joking. I would never, cause I wear men's shirt because it's great
No, but I was
and
like,
it comes right up to your neck.
yeah, like mine is right up on my shit.
Exactly. That's why I only wear men's shirt.
Nah, but he called me and said, "Hey, like we're looking for women right now." And since I didn't get the job anyway, I decided to fuck with him a little bit. I said, "Damn, my titties aren't big enough for you," and he hung up immediately.
What was that? That guy. There was like a guy in Vegas that had a bet with his mates, and he got a single breast implant if he lost something in Vegas and he lost, so he got a single breast implant.
The guy was obviously Caucasian, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I just want to get that out of the way.
Wouldn't it be hilarious if he wasn't?
No, that would be very concerning to me. Because that's some white people shit. White people are the only people. Okay, hold on. I just want to do a quick survey. Have you ever seen anyone punch a wall? Yes or no?
No.
Okay, so I guess whatever. Have you ever seen somebody punch a wall in like a movie or something?
I guess, yeah.
Has that
Oh, well,
person
yeah,
ever
in
been
school,
anything?
in
Yeah.
no, I've seen someone not punch a wall, but punch through a window.
Okay, yeah, that's close enough.
Hmm.
Was that person any color other than white? Honestly.
No, he was very white.
Exact. That's a white people thing. And I was having an argument with one of my white friends like years ago, and it was like, "That's not a white thing." I'm like, "Dude, punching walls, like you guys hurting yourselves over anger, is 100% a white person thing."
His name was Seamus. The boy
Fucking
that punched
Seamus. Seamus sounds like the exact name of somebody who would punch through a fucking window. Okay, I wouldn't expect it from anyone else. Now, if the person's name was Josh, shout out to Josh. If your name was Josh or some shit, it's like, yeah, okay. I mean, come on, Josh. Why'd you punch through a fucking window? But Seamus, it's like, all right, dude. Yeah, you got that, man. I'll probably buy him another window. It's like, hey, dude, go to town. This is your
he had
calling.
anger management issues,
You think?
but he was very intelligent, like very, very, very smart. But he could snap at any minute.
Yeah, I'm. I don't know, man. They just
So
this.
you're like on eggshells around him in class. Like 1 minute he's joking with you, and you're like ha ha ha, and then you just joke, and to him it's like a little bit too far, and you're on the floor.
Now I'll punch somebody in the mouth like that, dude. Like if you're gonna fight me over a joke, I have a rule, and I've never had to use this rule because I've never had to fight anybody. And knock on wood, because I haven't fought in a very long time. But if you want to fight me over something that I said that was like offensive, like for real, like it was some fucked up shit, I'm not gonna fight you. I'm gonna let you get like a good hit in because I probably deserve it. But if you want to fight me over some absolute bullshit, like a game of cards or a board game, or I don't
Uno.
know, I beat you in a race or some stupid shit, I will put you in a body bag. I will not stop hitting you until you get unconscious. Because fuck that, dude. You really want to fight me over some stupid shit. We can't, like, it's a fucking game, dude. That shit pisses me off. Like, that's why I don't play Uno. I don't play Monopoly. I don't play Polyopoly. I don't play any of the Opolies, okay? I don't play the game of life,
Scrabble,
the game of
articulate.
death. Yeah, I wouldn't want to put words together anyway, okay? That's for school, and I left school, and now I, like, use a whole bunch of tools that I don't know how to pronounce because I didn't finish school, okay? So I do that. I'm not putting words together for fun, number one. If somebody wants to fight me over a game of Scrabble, God help me. I don't know I'm going to jail for the rest of my life. Something's happening to that dude.
Well, the last time I had a fight was when I was 12 years old, and I beat the shit out of the guy. His name was Saddam.
Hey, man. That's in bad taste right now. Palestine's going through some shit, all right? Don't be beating up Saddam. Let Saddam live, all right?
I beat his ass because he pushed me into a pile of rocks because I was beating him at a race. It was during PE, and we had a race, and I won. And he was like, "I will not let a woman beat me."
Yeah,
So he just
that's some
came.
shit. That's some shit that a dude named Saddam would say.
He came up behind me, and I was like, I didn't see him, and he just like shoved me from behind into, and I fell into rocks. I cut myself, scraped my knee. I had blood just running down my legs. I got up. I went right at him, and he thought, "What are you gonna do?" I grabbed him around the throat and I threw him on the ground and I punched him in the face and kept going.
Okay, two things to take from the story. Number one,
Mm-hmm.
that's exactly what I'm talking about, so you can't look at me like I'm crazy. Some dude like pushed you in some rocks over losing a race. Yeah, I'm beating you
I
to a
was
fucking pulp,
bleeding.
okay?
I was bleeding everywhere. Like the rocks weren't like smooth little rocks. They were like massive jagged rocks.
All right, and number two, that should tell you that Arabs ain't shit, because I've been saying this shit for years. All these fucking Arabic kids, they talk the talk, but they can't walk the walk. Like, they'll talk to you all, like, tough and shit. The second you hit them with the right hook, they're fucking crying. They're calling their dad. They're calling, like, reinforcements from overseas. Like, fucking pussies, bro. So don't, like, oh, I'm not going to lose to a woman. A woman will beat the shit out of any fucking Arabic kid, especially some dude named Saddam. Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah,
And I want to
I
preface,
beat his ass.
when I say let Saddam live, all right, I'm not talking about Saddam Hussein. I don't want motherfuckers, I don't want CIA knocking on my door and shit. All right, we're talking about this Saddam, this pussy-ass Saddam, all right? This Saddam couldn't rule Iraq, all right, with an iron fist. This Saddam couldn't even...
Apparently, there was a rumor in our school that he got shipped off back home to get married at 15 years old.
Doesn't sound like a
But
rumor to me. That sounds about right.
he probably just went to a different school, but the rumor started and it just never ended. I'm like, sounds about right.
Fucking Saddam. Shout out to you, Saddam, you fucking pussy. I hope you hit the gym at least.
He was a dick.
Because
Anyways, yeah, I beat him.
you
beat
did
him
get
up.
you did get the shit beaten out of you by a woman, all right. I mean, that was the exact shit you didn't want to happen. Let's just keep it a
And he
buck.
wasn't pussy enough to push me. Like, I was like, he came from behind, and I wasn't aware that he was behind me, and he pushed me from behind. And then when I was with like looking at him face to face, he couldn't even like do anything. So I grabbed him by the throat and I threw him on the ground so hard his head bounced like a basketball.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So then that
I'm
was
so
like
proud of you.
that was my first day in high school, and I was asserting dominance. No one messed with me after that, except for when we had new kids come in like year 9.
Oh, you had to
And
like
this
show him who's
boy-
boss?
Oh my god, this boy in my class was just irritating my soul for the whole week, and he just would not stop. Like, he would purposely go out of his way to like make my life just hell. And I was like, oh, you don't know me. He was like, I'm like 5'2", and he was like 6'7".
Oh, so you just like headbutted him in the dick, basically.
Nah, when he was sitting behind me, you know those like metal drink bottle containers that are like solid metal containers?
Yeah.
The flask, hydro flasks.
Uh-huh.
I had a 1 liter bottle, so I was like, okay, I'm beating him. I went and filled it up with water, so it was heavy as hell. I walked into class, I sat down. As soon as I sat down, he pulled my chair from under me from behind. I just got up, I turned around. I wasn't even like far from him. We were like less than a meter from each other. I cocked my bottle back and I threw it right at his head. And he almost passed out in class from the pain and like the sheer terror of me just throwing a massive flask at his head.
That is
And then he never messed with me again. I was like, I told you, don't do that. Because if you want to die, keep messing with me. And he kept going for a whole week. And by Thursday, I have had a gutful. So I threw the thing at his head. And my teacher saw it and she's like, I didn't see anything. Just
Yeah,
sit
good
down,
job.
Jared. Just
Oh,
sit down, Jared.
speaking of teachers not seeing shit, I have this hilarious fucking story. Because I was going to tell another story, but I'm pretty sure I would be, like, incriminating myself low-key. Because I was a really fucked up kid when I was in middle school, so I will not tell that story.
But you were a child, so who cares?
You guys can tell... No. You guys can hear that story on Patreon. And many more for $5 a month until June. All right? Fuck you guys. So, what was I going to say? Yeah, we used to play... well, not me, but I used to go to the basketball games at school. I was fat as shit, and I don't know how to play basketball. So we would go... And it was me, my friend Hunter, and my friend, who else was there?
Can I just say, Hunter is such an American name?
Oh, yeah. Because we'd be hunting.
Hunter.
Hunter. What's up, Hunter?
Hilarious. I'm not trying to diss your friend, but I'm just saying it's very
No, he's cool.
American.
Shout out to Hunter, man. I don't know where he's at. It's been a while. He used to be like that gym rat friend that I would go to like the gym with and shit, work out and shit. But he was cool.
I like those kind of people. They shame you into being fit, and I want to be shamed.
No, he was a total fucking dickhead. Yeah, that's your kink.
What? No,
Nothing.
carry
Don't worry
on.
about it. Don't worry about it. So he taught me to be a dickhead. Basically, I was like a really nice dude until I started hanging out with Hunter, and then Hunter was like, "Dude, you could like be an asshole and like just have fun." And I was like, "Dude, bet." And so this one time, I remember this very vividly. Like we were playing St. Joseph's Academy. River City was playing St. Joseph's Academy.
St. Joseph's.
I was not playing basketball. We went over this. I don't play basketball.
But
Yeah,
you're Joseph and St. Joseph's.
I am. Yes. And so, yeah, they were a Catholic school. They had a whole bunch of white boys and whatever. One of them had red hair. He looked like Ron Weasley. And so every time he would fucking score, like I would do like the Sorting Hat voice and like go 10 points to Gryffindor, and he would turn around. He'd get like so fucking upset, like, cause you know white people get upset over like the darndest fucking thing. So he's like turning
Take the joke.
he's turning beet red over this shit. And so I'm like, okay, let's mess with him for real. And we used to do this when we were kids, and this shit would never work. So I was like, okay, this isn't gonna work, but let's try it. So like, we used to do this dickhead shit, like when I was a kid, where we'd go to basketball games and watch them, and we'd start going 3, 2, and like we would see if the person would think that the clock is almost up, and he would just throw it from half court and completely fucking miss. It would never work because the dude would look over, and there's like 10 minutes or like 7 minutes left in quarter 3. Like he's got mad time to play. And so this little kid was so fucking flustered, this Ron Weasley ass looking kid. And so we went 3, 2, and he stopped, panicked, and just threw the fucking ball. And his coach like dropped on the floor and just had a fucking fit. He was like, "What the fuck are you doing, son?" And he just completely like just fucked up that whole game for him. And we
Can
were
I just say,
yeah.
like, American high school and university coach just get way too emotional about a game. Like, just relax. It's just a game.
Nah, not really.
Yes, it is. It's just a game.
Nah, because if your kid gets into a good college because of your coaching, that's something to be prideful of.
But, like, they just get too riled up. And it's just like, oh my God, just chill.
Well, most of those coaches don't have anything else to live for, okay? So this is like
That's
the
what
one
I
thing.
think.
This is the one thing that keeps them alive. So leave them the fuck alone, man. Leave the
Then
coaches
just
alone.
die.
Shout out to
Just
Coach
die
Highsmith,
there.
man. Coach Highsmith was cool as shit, okay? And so, Coach Highsmith walks up to us the next day, and he goes, "Hey, man, how'd y'all enjoy the game?" And I was like, "It was pretty good." He's like, "Hey, I see what you, I heard what y'all did to that kid. Like, I saw it." And I was like, "Oh no!" And he was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna have to get you in a lot of trouble." And then he like leans in real close. He's like, "That shit was hilarious." Okay, I'm not gonna do anything. I just gotta make it look like I'm scolding you. So just like whatever. And he goes, "Whatever." And then he starts leaning back out, and he's like, "You should be ashamed of yourself." And then he just walks away, and I'm like,
You ought
"Yeah."
to be ashamed. Nah, that's not an American accent. That was terrible.
No, because Coach Highsmith, like, he was one of those coaches that would never like show any sort of emotion, and that was like it was like sort of like a mini game to make him laugh.
Mm.
And so like that was one of the like things that I did to make him like laugh or smile or something. So I was like, okay, I was one of the people that made him smile. Do you have
Well, that's sweet.
Do you have a memorable coach like in your life, like from middle or high school?
We don't. Well, I wasn't in the sports program, so I didn't have any.
Well, not in
coaches.
sports, but you guys didn't have like gym as a class, like an elective.
We did. So in year 8, we had Mr. Holmes. He was
Hey,
a
Holmes.
special one. What? His name was Lee Holmes. He was hilarious because he's not the brightest light bulb in the world. He's a special one. He was very So he was teaching us sex ed, and he could barely spell any of the words.
Penis. P-E-E. Upside down N.
Basically. So
E-E-Z.
he used to be a model. And now he was older. He quit modeling and he became our teacher. So we found out that he was a model. So during one of our health classes, when we were in the computer lab, just putting together a presentation, my famous alcohol presentation, we found out. So then we went online and started searching up his whole old modeling pics. And he used to model bonds, which was like underwear. And we were like, the girls were just going through his portfolio online, just being little creeps. And he walked past and he's like, girls, that is inappropriate. Can you please close those tabs and continue your work? But then he dumped his wife and had an affair with our year 10 or our year 9 PE teacher. So
That's
our
lit.
year 8 teacher and our year 9 teacher had an affair.
Shout out to him, man. That's the way to do it.
He had a wife and 2 children.
Teachers be fucking other teachers like all the time. Like,
Oh my god, all the time. Our principals, they're still, principal and assistant, left their husband and wife and got together, and they were like, I knew something was going on from the start. And people thought I was like a weird person, just like, well, you're making shit up in your head. I'm like, no. Just see the way she reacts to him when he speaks. There is something going on. And then after I left school, they were like, oh my god, this whole time they were having an affair. I was like, I knew it. I told y'all. It was just, I don't know. I felt vindicated at the end.
well, that's good for you, fucking Detective Amanda. What is that? I was thinking of something I forgot. But my most memorable coach ever was Darnell Cookman in 8th grade. Well, I had him for 7th and 8th grade. Who the fuck is at our house? Who the fuck is that? Anyway, whatever.
Police,
It better
FBI,
not-
CIA, after you said
Yeah.
let Saddam leave.
Yeah, even though this drops tomorrow, they're like, we heard you. Nah, but
Online, they tapped in your phone line.
yeah, who the fuck is that? I'm gonna have to fucking run the tapes back. But anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, in Darnell Cookman's 7th, 8th grade, Coach Riley, rest in peace. I heard he passed away. Very, very sad.
Oh.
But that man was fucking hilarious. Old, buff-ass black dude, right? He was. I remember him very vividly because he was the only coach that I ever had that was actually in shape. Like, he actually looked like a fucking coach. And so
All our PE teachers were, in shape, so that's...
yeah, the land of Australia, all right? Sure, whatever. But all of our or at least all of mine,
teachers.
I don't know. All of my PE teachers were fat as fuck, old ass women. They're like, come on, run the mile. I'm like, bitch, you run this fucking mile.
Yeah, you do it.
Yeah, like, oh my god, we used to, oh shit. But anyway, Coach Riley was hilarious as shit because he didn't take shit from any of these fucking kids, all right? So this one time, we would have to do Viking jacks. Did you guys ever have to do, like jumping jacks, but you would, say the name of your school or some shit? Like,
No.
like, mad schools had them here. I heard about it, but whatever. We used to do Viking jacks. They go V-I-K-I-N-G-S. Vikings. Vikings. We would have to do that, right? And he would watch, and every fucking kid better be doing jumping jacks. If he sees one motherfucker not doing jumping jacks, there was always this one fucking bitch that wouldn't do it for some reason. Like, she just didn't feel like doing it that way. He'd look at her and go, y'all go do it again. And we're like, oh my God, no, please, Coach Riley. He's like, y'all gonna do it again till y'all do it right. And there was one day we spent the entire fucking day doing Viking jacks. I never wanted to say
the whole day.
The whole fucking day, because this bitch would not. He called all of the teachers. He said, these kids are not going to class till they do some Viking jacks. They're like, all right, Coach Riley, do whatever the fuck you want. Please don't kill us all. All right? And so, whatever, we did Viking Jacks the whole fucking day, and everyone hated that bitch, and nobody ever talked to her again. Anyway, and there was this one time, no, like people would be like, "Hey, Coach Riley, you should log on and play some Call of Duty with us." And he'd look at him, he'd be like, "Boy, I don't play no Z-Box." And it was just the funniest shit in the world to me, because it's not Z-Box, it's Xbox. But like he knows what he's doing. But this one time, Coach Riley really liked me for some reason. Like he wouldn't give me a hard time. I guess because I never gave him a hard time, and I always like did whatever he like asked me to do, and I would like actually participate. So he was cool with me. So this one time, right, we were playing frisbee, like ultimate frisbee, and I'm really good at frisbee. Like I could throw
ultimate frisbee.
I could throw the frisbee dumb far. I had like a naturally big arm, quote unquote. That's what people would say. Like I could throw it, and it would go for like miles without any like fucking, like I would just flick my wrist. And so anyway, we're practicing. Yes, and like our school, because it's a magnet school, it's in the ghetto. So if you throw something over the fence, you're never getting it back. So I threw the frisbee.
Get stolen, or because no one will return it?
No, because nobody's jumping over that fence to go get that shit. Like they won't let us go off school property because it's like the legit like ghetto. Like this shit is like the slums. So like they're like, oh, if some kid jumps over and gets like beat up or stolen or some shit, I don't know. It's fucked up. Nothing would have happened to him in the hood. Like, it's a fucking elementary school kid. Nobody's gonna be a elementary school kid. Let's fucking skin him alive, Like, that shit doesn't fucking happen in the hood. But anyway, I was throwing it to my friend, and he, like, tapped it with his hand instead of, like, catching it, and it went over the fence. And he goes, "Who threw that frisbee over the goddamn fence?" And I said, "Me, Coach Riley. I'm so sorry." Whatever. He was like, "All right, you straight, bro." And he, like, threw me another frisbee. Like 3 seconds later, another kid throws it over the fence. I guess this guy was on the football team or some shit. He said, "Man, which one of y'all threw the goddamn frisbee over the fence?" And he said, "Me." He said, "Boy, you're going to be running laps for the rest of this fucking school day." And he was like, "But Coach, whatever, Joseph didn't." He said, "Man." And he just starts screaming at him. And he starts running laps. And he's running laps for the rest of the school day. It's fucking hilarious. And I was like, wow. He must really hate that fucking kid. But
well,
he was hilarious.
Labs, I hated beep tests. With a passion. What was the reason? In my cardio voice, what was the reason? Why? Why did we have to have beep tests? It was so unnecessary.
Can you explain what that is to the Americans that might not know what that is?
I thought everyone did beep tests. Tests.
We might call them something different. So
the beep test is you running like the length of a basketball court, and you start off really slow. So
we call that the pacer test.
Yeah, that.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh my god, it was just so unnecessary. Like, what was the reason for that?
Because for us, it's because our president wanted to get us fit, or at least that's what they told us. I don't fucking know. I don't think the president gave two shits about any of us.
Fitness level, and it was just like, nah, I don't want to do this. As soon as I hit year 11, and we had to choose our classes, PE was out for me. I'm not doing health. I'm not doing PE. Like, for what reason? Why would I want to torture myself?
Why would I want to stay healthy? What?
I want to do that in my own time, in my own space. I don't want to do it with all this sweaty little shits in the gym, the school gym. No, thank you.
But now you pay. Well, you don't pay money because you live in communist fucking Australia, where everything's free.
No, it's free in my state.
Yeah,
just in my state. Yeah, I'm not doing that. These teachers, I felt like half of them are little pedos, so,
Oh, I got an idea for something. Did they start making like sports more PC for you guys, like halfway as you were going? I think you might be a little too old for this, like because 3 years in school is a really long time because there's 3 years between us. But for me, like I remember. They used to call, you know what running suicides is, right? Like when you're on the basketball court, you run to the free throw line, then you run to the 3-point line, then you run to the half court line, then you run to the other 3-point line, then you run to the other free throw line, then you run to the end, and you just keep doing that over and over again. And each one of those, once you complete a round of those, that's one suicide. And you would do it like over and over and over again. Like that's like drills for basketball.
Right.
And halfway through, they changed the name to winners. And let me tell you something, okay? I don't feel like a fucking winner when I do suicides. You know what I do feel like when I do suicides?
Suicidal.
I feel suicidal as fuck when I do suicides, okay? What else? Dodgeball. They banned dodgeball. That shit pissed me off like a motherfucker, man. And I was the fat kid getting pelted. I love dodgeball, okay? Like, dodgeball's the shit. Dodgeball, like, they're like, oh, we don't want these fat kids getting pelted. If I wasn't pelted as a fat kid, I wouldn't be in the shape that I am today. Even though I'm a little overweight, like, I'm in decent shape. I could pelt a dodgeball and beat the shit out of somebody, okay? Like, that's just, it made me want to work harder. But no, we don't want to give any of these kids fucking motivation. We'll call it gator ball instead, and we'll give them these foam balls. I don't want to throw a goddamn fucking foam ball.
Wait,
you aim for... What? Yeah, what's up?
What kind of balls did you use before?
We used rubber balls that would actually hit the fucking target you threw it at. When you threw a dodgeball at somebody, direct fucking hit, okay? When you throw a gator ball, like a foam bullshit ball at somebody, the shit'll drift in the wind. It'll catch like some sort of fucking... It'll just comically stop in the middle of the air and just plop to the ground. It's like fucking bullshit, dude. Like,
yeah, we used foam balls as well because we weren't allowed to hit each other.
What? Well, that's y'all.
Yeah.
Australia's always pussy, but in America, we were allowed at some point to literally pelt and leave bruises on people with dodgeballs. And I remember because when I was a little kid playing dodgeball, I would be the sniper because I was like twice the size of everyone my age, and so I would duck on the back. I would be hitting people from the goal line, like I would be defending the goal. They'd throw me the ball, and I would just be pelting people because you could be stupid accurate with those heavy metal balls. Not metal, but like, you know, the rubber balls.
Metal.
They felt like metal when they would hit you sometimes. Like, it would make like a little satisfying little plop on your face. Be like a red mark, and you'd get like the little details and shit. Like,
But the foam balls, like, they're not that bad. It's
they
just
are
how you grip
insanely
them.
bad. No.
No, it
I've
just
gripped-
depends on how you grip them.
I've gripped the fuck out of a foam ball, okay? It's not the same. When you throw it, especially if you're throwing it from a long distance, it loses velocity like a motherfucker, okay?
Oh, yeah, true. But, like, you know.
No, I want to
it's
hear...
not that bad.
It's not as satisfying to hit somebody. Like, before, like now, when you throw
What
it...
do you want to use? Tennis balls?
No. When you throw a foam ball and it hits somebody, like, it doesn't make that much of a noise. So people can kind of debate. They're like, oh,
Yeah, but it
no,
doesn't bruise people.
It didn't hit me, whatever. Nah, when a dodgeball hits you, there's no denying it. You hear that shit from the math room, okay? It's like, all right.
Slaps you.
Yeah, that shit hit you. You are out, motherfucker. Sit down, okay? Don't bullshit. No, I'm not out. I dodged it. No, motherfucker, you're not Keanu Reeves in the fucking Matrix. Some fat fuck. You didn't dodge shit, dude. But I'm getting like super passionate over shit like this. What else? Tetherball. Did you ever play tetherball?
What is that?
Tetherball is exactly what it sounds like. It's a fucking pole with a string with a ball attached, and you would. I don't. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know how the fucking game works. Okay, I guess you're supposed to like two people are supposed to hit it back and forth, and whoever wraps it around the pole wins or something. Like, because they're supposed to like hit it.
Sounds stupid.
They hit it in the other direction. It literally, like, for me, the way I would play it is I would get some dickhead that I had beef with in school, and I'd be like, hey, you want to play tetherball? I'd be like, yeah, sure. Fucking throw it right at him. Just have it spin and just keep hitting him till it wraps around the pole. And so they took that down. I was pissed as shit. I'm like, what, are you serious? No, we just had like a fucking metal pole in the middle of the like playground with nothing on it. You're trying to play football or kickball or some shit. All of a sudden, you just run face first into it because you're an idiot kid. You're like looking at some other shit. You're not looking where you're running. All of a sudden, boom! You hit a metal pole, and now your teeth are missing and shit. And
You know what I like? Handball. Have you played handball?
I've played a variation of handball, but I don't know if we're talking about the same handball.
it's kind of like soccer, but like with your hands.
Oh, so what? Who the fuck would play that?
It's an Olympic sport.
Okay, so the Olympic people play. So it's literally exactly like fucking handball. You know what handball sounds like to me? And I'm completely
What?
ignorant. And all the Australians can hit me up in my comment section, and I will flip you the cleanest bird of all time, okay? Because I don't give a fuck. But handball to me sounds like some dickhead little kid, probably a little Arabic little piece of shit, and they kicked him the ball in soccer, and he grabbed it, and they're like, "You're out," or like whatever, like that's a foul. He's like, "No, it's not," and he just like started running with it, and he threw it into the goal, and then he was like, "You know what? You guys are unfair sports. I'm gonna make my own game called handball," and then that's how that started.
Probably. It's basically that. It's like a soccer goal, and you have like players on teams, and then you pass the ball until you throw it in to
Yeah,
the
that
net.
looks exactly like soccer.
Oh my god, it's raining. It just started raining.
Okay, yeah, we should probably end this because I'm not gonna be able to edit that rain out. So,
Yeah.
all right, thank you guys for listening to us ramble about absolutely nothing. I swear to God, we had
This
topics.
was literally a nothing podcast.
We had topics laid out, but then you know how shit goes. But hey, what do I know? Roll credits.
Exactly.
No, but thank you guys for listening. Yes, I think I have that on my soundboard, but I don't feel like playing it. Hold on, let me see if I have it.
10 years later. Oh,
That was it,
that's
right?
great.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I can't hear it. It's running through my little device. But anyway, be sure to follow us on Instagram and Twitter, SMG Sound Network. She runs the Twitter. I run the Instagram. Hit us up. Send us memes. I don't know. I'll be
Send
posting
Joseph dick pics.
Oh, 100%. I will fucking post them on the Patreon. We'll judge them live. It'll be fucking lit, okay? And the winner gets to fly out to see Amanda, and she gets to see it in person.
Ew. Stay away from me, you sexual predators.
Yeah, then don't send me fucking dick pics. If Amanda, you're not gonna beat me. Every time you try to flip some shit on me, I'll flip it right back over to you. All right.
Or come visit me if it's. Anyways, end this thing.
Do you want to talk about the Patreon? I want to give you a chance to try to pitch something. I want to see if you're a better salesman than me.
Come join us on Patreon. I do things on there. So does Joseph, and it's a good time.
Yes, come watch us play cards and fucking cook burgers. You are a terrible salesman.
I'll cook on there. If
You
people
should
are
do-
gonna watch me cook.
You should do a cooking show on there. That would be kind of funny.
That's not on brand though.
What do you mean that's not on brand?
For ChampagneMami, that's not on brand for me.
Oh, for the love of God. Jesus fucking Christ, okay? Relax.
I shouldn't be cooking. I should be paying for chefs to cook for us.
And yet you're not.
Wait till I get this position.
Switching up positions for you. Head ass. All right.
Okay, end this.
Haha. All right. Thank you guys for listening. Patreon. $5 a month will get you the $20 tier until June. So y'all take advantage of that because June is right around the corner. So that'll get you a whole 3+ hours of content between all the podcasts. Will be your voicemail. We'll give you a birthday video. You'll get all of Amanda's spin-off videos. You'll get all my spin-off videos. Whole bunch of cool content. Okay, Patreon.
You never asked for.
I mean, if they're paying us money for it, they've asked for it, kind of. Yeah. So that'll cool shit. That's where me and Amanda let our hair down. Me especially, with my long, luscious locks. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna be bald in 2 years. And I'm ready to be bald,
you can
man.
be a bald man.
I'm ready to be
yelling
bald.
about hip hop.
Oh, okay. Whose name also happens to be Joe.
Do we Joe? Yeah.
Yeah, I'll shave my head because you like bald men, right? Like that might get you to notice me more a little bit. You might
I
start putting
do. I do like them.
might start
Now that
putting
I
some
think about it.
might start putting some fucking respect on my name.
Oh, okay.
Y'all finished or y'all done? Because I ain't got no more talk. That shit was funny as hell. But I appreciate y'all. Thank you guys for listening. We love you. Amanda loves you, even though she'll never fucking say it. And we will see you guys.
I'll send you champagne.
So
That's how I show my love.
you'll send the listeners champagne, but you won't tell them you love them. You are extra as fuck. You are ChampagneMami. All right, and we will see you guys next week. Love you guys. We'll see you guys later. Peace.
Bye.